Uh,
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is not a normal thing I do with KFDM. I don't normally do like interviews or anything where I discuss the film afterwards. But I decided since this was such a big film and it was so long and there were kind of questions I needed to answer, I was like, hey, I'll do an interview discussing it. So I have my friend TheTatermeister here,
hey.
and he's gonna ask me some questions about the film. Because
Yeah, I don't
initially
have to. Yeah, okay.
I was gonna do a director's commentary, and I still might, but I'm not sure yet.
All right.
I do not have a camera, so I'm not gonna be showing my face.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
It's just
I
gonna be
didn't know
podcast
what we
form.
were doing.
I would love to do a camera, but I don't have a webcam anymore because I got rid of it
Oh, you
after
don't.
summer. So, or I didn't get
So
rid
you
of
just
it.
gonna put
I
a background in the.
yeah, I'm just gonna put. I might just put the trailers of Derek over it. I don't know what I'll do. I might just put like one
That's
still
a
image
good
over it.
idea.
This is meant to be like a podcast thing, so that's what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
I'm gonna. I can't believe how many views the frick Derek has gotten. Like, oh
I
my
know it's
god. Like,
beaten Transfer Hitman's code.
yeah, in a few days it
Yeah,
will.
in
Like, it's
like
the
in like
records
3 days. Okay, that's actually one of the reasons I want to do it. Is I was like, okay, I'm gonna work off the success here.
Like, holy crap! Like, I knew it was gonna get some attention. This is like way more than I thought.
If you had told me like a week ago this will be the biggest KFDM opening, I would have been like, okay, yeah, sure, that makes sense. And then if you said, yeah, it's gonna get like 125 views by the end of Monday, like, okay,
Yeah,
I
like
wouldn't have
100
expected
views
that.
in a Memorial Day weekend. Like, that's
Yeah,
incredible. Like,
that's incredible. I mean, that's not incredible for some people, but for KFDM, our record was 75 views. So
I mean, yeah, it beat the record. That's like pretty for the longest movie too. That's pretty impressive.
yeah, I
Like,
beat
for
two
real.
records, longest movie and biggest opening. So nice.
You should
Also,
really be proud of yourself,
I've.
Mark.
It's my favorite movie I've made. So
Excluding maybe Night Owl Race 3, but like,
yeah, I need to, okay. I've noticed this. I don't ever decide what my favorite film is until I've seen the feedback of other people because I see it in such a different light. Like I see,
yeah, well, you're making the movie,
yeah,
so
I'm the only person who knows about who's seen Phase Three, so I'm the only person who can have an opinion on it, and I don't have any other
I know.
like other opinions. And usually, I kind of can build an opinion when I hear other people's takes. So I don't have an opinion on
Everybody
Phase
that's
Three.
seen Derek does love the movie. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So just saying, yeah, please go watch Derek before. I don't think I'm gonna resist spoilers here. I'm gonna spoil it probably. I mean, I want to. I want to discuss the film in full length. So go watch it. It's 57 minutes long, pretty lengthy, but I hope it's worth your time. I hope you enjoy it,
All
and I
right.
hope you take away something from it. I don't know.
And go
I like
subscribe to
it.
the Tatermeister.
Yeah, let's go subscribe to Tatermeister and go subscribe to KFDM because we have
Not like I
gained
need that,
we've gained 22 subscribers in like 2 years, so we're not growing that big in that sense.
but.
But
All right, you. Huh?
let's go. Okay.
All right, I guess I'll ask you a question or two. Let me see. Um, all right, Mr. Mark. So, what was your favorite part about making Derek the movie? Like,
I think it's the context of like how KFDM's like we've never really gone somewhere like that. Like I've never done a film that really touches on like an issue that's personal to me. All the other films were just kind of like I had a cool concept or I wanted to make a fun action movie or I had this grand plot. This one was like I saw like a legitimate problem, like mental health and depression, and I was like I kind of want to make a film discussing it and showing it. So I think my favorite part about the film is making it knowing that I felt like I was making something that was going to be more special than other KFDM films.
that's good. Do you? I'm not really sure what to say. I'm really like you like enjoy making the movie. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love to get into like all these big issues because it's just not my like area of expertise.
Yeah.
But I hope
Well, it
in
is
the
a lot
future,
deeper than the other movies.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah. I hope it's also probably the most grounded KFDM film yet.
Yeah. And a lot of
Like,
the other ones were just made for fun. Like they didn't really have a
yeah,
theme to
yeah.
them. They were just kind of.
This is the
made to
first
be
one that I
fun
feel
movie.
like
But
is really like grounded in a real world
hmm
and everything. So
yeah,
yeah.
it was really cool.
All
All
right.
right, I'll ask you the. Wait, what?
No, no, yeah, I'm done. I think I've answered it.
Okay, so second question: what inspired you to make this movie?
Um, 1 second. Well, I think my favorite part about making it, or okay, no, no, sorry, somebody came into my room and I got distracted. Um, okay, what inspired me to make it? Initially, what inspired me to make it was transfer needs backstory, and then it was kind of there's an issue in the world I want to discuss, because like, actually, Derek's very important. Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this isn't just like some side movie. Oh, you can watch it or you can't. It's like it really doesn't make sense without it. So that's what inspired me to make it. Most was mostly just context, but also the issue of like depression and such. So
Oh wow. Okay. Question three. So why was Greg, the guy from Transfer Hitman's Co. Why wasn't he in this movie?
casting, because so the guy who played Greg, Nathan. I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
back a bit. So Hitman's Code, when we filmed that movie, we were putting like all my friends in it. And the big issue with Hitman's Code's production was that people weren't available when we needed them to be available. So I'm pretty shocked that Nathan even was able to be in it. But he really is just like a very like limited person, and he's just so busy with all these other things. He was gonna be in
Yeah.
it for a while, but after like COVID hit and after all these other things kind of piled on, it didn't seem likely that I would like get him in the film. And I was
Yeah, because
thinking,
literally almost everybody else was in it. Like,
yeah.
we,
And so my first thought was either A, I can film him because he's probably available now that it's summer, but I'm like, I
well, not
could,
the assistant. Okay, there was a couple characters that weren't in it. But, like,
yeah, yeah, not all the
I mean, these
characters.
are pretty big characters, so
Yeah.
like,
But like, it would have been like, okay, I could have waited till June when he's actually available to film it, and then delay the film more months, or I release it in May and give the hunter a backstory because the hunter is the role that Greg was gonna play, but
yeah.
I switched it to be the hunter because I thought that like I was like, oh, I can put like
I'm glad Hunter's in the movie
yeah,
too.
I think it gives a little bit of a it gives that edge of the world tease. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That
Also,
answered that question pretty
It's
well.
also
Hmm?
easier to film myself than hire other actors. It's so much easier. So
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So here's the big question. Question number four. So, so why was this film, this hyped, super amazing, film? Why was it pushed back so far and so many times? Like, what was the production issues of Derek? Like, why was it pushed back so far? Like, because this is supposed to
Well,
come out back in July of like
Yeah.
2020. So.
Well, first issue, there's a little thing you might have heard of it. It's called COVID-19. So you kind of can't film for 6 months. So that wasn't the main issue though. Okay, that was the main issue as to why I didn't get any filming done in the spring because we took a long break because I had filmed like 50 minutes of it, 45 to 50 minutes of it in like fall 2019.
Hmm.
And I took a break from it for a couple months because I was like, I've been doing so much. I'm just gonna settle down, maybe to work on some other things. And I also didn't feel as motivated to film for KFDM for a couple months. And then COVID hit. I didn't predict it, but like if I had predicted it, it would have come out still in July, and I would have finished it in the spring. But COVID hit,
Yeah.
so there's nothing we could do for multiple months. There's some footage in there that's from
Yeah.
COVID, but as COVID came and I really got less interested in movies, I didn't feel the motivation to finish it. And then in July,
Mhm.
the weekend me and Kalen were gonna meet to finish the movie. He got into a bike accident and ended up in the hospital for a couple days. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then eventually I was just like, I don't know if I care. And then I was like, oh, I'll get it done one day. And then in February, I was looking at my phone and I saw like the Derek trailer come up in my recommended. And I was like, you know what? I'm finishing it. I'm releasing it in May. So yeah.
To be fair, I mean, I already knew most of this. I was just asking because people might want to
Yeah,
know. I
yeah.
was just put that question there. A lot of
Yeah.
people were just like confused, like, why is this movie pushed back so
Yeah.
far? So,
I mean, why was like every movie pushed back so far?
yeah,
Like
but with the other ones, it wasn't like that close, and it wasn't Derek. A lot of them
yeah,
just were.
but like
Yeah,
I mean, A Quiet Place just came out and that was supposed to come out
yeah,
in
I know that's
March
crazy.
2020, so not as big. We had a smaller delay than A Quiet Place.
I guess, but
Yeah, the biggest
I don't
delay
know.
we've ever had now is Seven Strings.
Well, yeah, Seven Strings. I can't wait for that to finally come out. That'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
that one we're finishing up pretty soon.
Oh, it's almost done.
Yeah, no, it was almost done when COVID hit, but just
All right, cool.
we couldn't film again, and I for a while I was basically planning to not
Wait,
finish it, and then yeah,
is
so
that
but
coming
that's on
out
a different
before or
thing.
after Night Owl Phase 3? I don't know.
That was gonna come out a month after Phase 3. No, Phase 2.
Okay.
It comes out after Phase 3,
All right.
September 10th.
That's crazy. That's coming out after Phase 3. That was supposed to be like way, way
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that.
Well, for a while I was not gonna finish it, but that's on a different
I
topic.
guess
We're
it
talking
just
about
wasn't
Derek.
a priority compared to the other ones.
Yeah. Next
But
question.
anyway, yeah, next question. Sorry. So this is a really interesting question. I don't know how you're gonna answer it, but question 5. What was your personal favorite scene of this entire movie? Like your favorite scene of the whole movie?
I have a couple that I want to make. Can I just say a couple? Because I know
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess it's
know.
hard to choose just one, but
Okay, a couple scenes
I'll,
I
I'll tell you
like.
mine after you're done. Yeah.
I like well, okay, I like the scene after. I like if it counts as one scene everywhere, every bit of when he goes to kill Richard, like his old boss.
Yeah.
Like from the beginning of that scene to after he walks out of the building and after feeling good ends.
Yeah.
That would probably be my favorite scene
Nice.
because I mean it is the true moment where Derek is totally a villain and he has no sympathy
Yep.
left in him.
Mhm. It's really nice to see his transition in the movie. Like he starts out this cool, nice guy.
Yeah.
Then as the movie progresses, he just becomes more and more insane.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
just
part of
more
the.
and more crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking recently, and I was like, "Dang, he's a horrible person in Hitman's Code and Code Zero, but he's such like a nice person in Jaeger." And I'm like, "How do we get
Yeah.
here?" Well, there's pretty good reason. So
Now we got the movie, so good.
yeah,
But anyway, yeah, I think my favorite scene is it's pretty much a toss up between two. I guess the one being the part where he finds out his psychologist died. That was pretty hard hitting. I mean,
yeah.
and then the second one being, of course, when James betrays him. Like those two scenes are
Oh
legendary.
yeah, the
I
James
swear.
betrayal scene that could be a contender too.
That reminded me of Hitman's Code. That entire James betrayal scene. That was just so
Yeah.
amazing. He's like,
One thing.
"Oh, James."
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, I kind of don't really get why he did it. I'm assuming Greg had something to do with it.
Greg hires him for it. I should have implied it more. I should have said something like him saying something about being hired for it. But at the end of the
It kind of just
day,
came out of left field. That's the problem with that scene. But I mean,
yeah. And yeah,
still
there
a great
was
scene. But
yeah, and there was gonna be a scene where Greg said something like, "All right, James, you're gonna go kill him," but if I did that, it would take the focus off of Derek for a scene, and you would already know it's coming. I wanted to make the scene seem like it's a pleasure, like just friendship between the two, and then yeah. But if I were
I
also
get
to
why
make
you did it. I'm happy you did it that
yeah,
way.
but if also were to make James say something like, "Sorry, I was hired. I had no
It's more
choice."
surprising this way, I guess.
Yeah.
You didn't expect it.
If I were to make James say something like, "Sorry, I was hired. I had no choice," it would leave Derek with less anger, I think.
Yeah, true.
And he wouldn't have such a motivation in Hitman's Code to kill him. So,
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
that's why he didn't say that. But
yeah. Also, the
Or
point
maybe
of the
James is
scene.
one of those characters that just doesn't care. Like he just does the job. Like in a
Yeah,
sense,
he's very.
like Derek fully
You could
loves-
call. He could be kind of a sociopath. He could be.
Yeah.
He's pretty awful.
Like we were led to believe James is this good like guy, the hero, and it's just in this movie just kind of
Yeah.
revealed like no, that's not really the
Yeah.
case.
He wasn't a hero in Hitman's Code already, though. So
I know he was. I mean, I kind of knew he wasn't, but like that's the story makes it seem like he's the hero at the beginning.
yeah, it plays him
Not
as the
really.
hero. So
Yeah,
or it plays him as this cool badass guy. So
yeah. Well, it'll play out in Edge of the World, I guess. We'll see how their kids go. But
yeah.
all right. So, question number 6. Was there a budget for Derek? And if there was, how much money was spent on the movie?
Not really a budget. There wasn't really anything where we were like, we got to go buy props because I don't really work on budgets. I've never done that. But there's definitely items in it that costed money.
Oh. I know Night Owl Phase 3 cost the money. Ain't no way.
You might be surprised. It doesn't. There's. I don't buy a ton of props because I've never I try and work with what I have usually. So
Yeah.
Phase 3. The
I
reason
do.
why Phase 3 might look so cool is because I tried so hard to make it just really embrace the whole
Impressive.
style. So
Yeah.
I'm better at editing now than I was. This is all on a way better camera. Phase 3 is a lot more of a. Derek's a bit of a mess, like editing wise, because it is between multiple years of footage, 2 different cameras, and just a little bit of a plot that is a little shaggy and could be cut down. Phase 3 is very much, there's not anything you can really cut. It's all very purposeful. It's all very direct. And It's not very much a mess.
God, I'm gonna it's gonna get a 10 out of 10 for me, most likely.
We'll
I
see.
just don't see me giving it anything.
I'm really interested to
We'll
see
see when
how
it comes out.
you guys will interpret it. July 30th.
But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Derek. So there wasn't a budget on the movie?
Not really a budget. I mean, there's things in it that costed money, but we didn't buy them for the film.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll move on to the next question then. So, 7 is I don't know. Is this the original vision of the movie? Like, was this the planned vision of the movie, or was stuff cut and added later? It seems like stuff was cut and added later. So I just wanted to ask.
Not.
This was the original vision or not.
Yeah. Yes and no. There's things that were added or removed. There's characters that are added and removed. But most of it is kind of originally I was actually thinking of doing this Night Owl style. It was going to be way shorter and it was going to be one character, no other actors. But eventually I was I had so many bigger ideas. I was I want to make this a way bigger film. So if I did one actor with it, one actor with it, I don't think really would have gone over.
I'm kind of glad it wasn't just Derek, because that would have been lame. I know it just would have been Night Owl again. So I feel like that would have been lame.
That would have been lame, yeah.
We already got Night Owl and Night Owl Phase 2. We don't.
Yeah. It would. I mean, it definitely would be a very different film from Night Owl, but it would mostly be on the premise of I'm the only character in it, and mostly I'm the I would say I don't know how much of the film, but I'd say a good 90% of this film is just me. Maybe even 95% of the film is just my character.
Well, yeah, the only KFDM movie you didn't do entirely was Chicken Man, but the rest of them you directed and did. So.
Yeah. I mean, Kalen has he's kind of helped direct Hitman's Code. So he wrote it with me.
Anyway.
So.
So basically, the movie is basically what you envisioned, but just added a couple things later.
Yeah. There's not a ton of things that are added, but there are things that are changed. There's a couple scenes that in script were removed. There's a scene.
Okay.
There's a scene where he took a walk through a park. There's a scene where he took a walk through a park, and we cut it because it was pointless and it would just be kind of wasting time. So
yeah,
there's little things like that, but mostly, yeah, it's all purposeful.
All right, cool. Well, I guess I'll move on then. So I don't know. I'm not sure who you're gonna. All right, this one it might be tough for you to answer, but okay. So question 8: how does Derek play into the final movie, Transfer Edge of the World? I mean, is it purposeful? Why did you make this movie before that movie?
It's very I mean,
why does it play into it?
oh, I'm treading on really really. Like I'm trying to
I know
ice right
it's
now.
hard to answer that
What
question
can I
because you can't
say
spoil
that's
everything.
not what I don't want out? Um, I don't. Well, it's
Just
not
trying
like
to
I
answer the
sat
question
there. It's
point
not
by
like
question.
there's not is this. There wasn't. There's not really this grand vision for like at the beginning. I didn't make Hitman's Code and think here's this big universe we have planned. A lot of it is kind of like what if I did this now? So it's not like Derek is purposefully the film before Edge of the World, but it ties heavily into Edge of the Worlds. Most a good chunk of Edge of the World, or like conceptually, the Edge of the World was made way before Derek. Edge of the Worlds was
Yeah,
like
obviously.
Edge of the Worlds maybe conceptualized like early 2019.
Oh, so you had this plan way before you even made Derek, then.
Yeah, but I mean the film Edge of the World has been very much a specific like it's had a specific plot for many years. It's had a specific premise at
Yeah.
least. It's had that premise forever. But yeah,
So
Derek.
what you envision will be the same. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but like yeah, I Derek ties heavily. I'm not gonna say like how, but it ties pretty heavily. I'm not even gonna say like how in any trailers or anything
Yeah.
before it because you'll find out when you see it. So
All right, cool. Uh, so yeah, here's another interesting question, number 9. Was this movie always going to be your first feature length movie, like your first long one, or
no,
was there any other ones? What?
actually, I was shocked at the length of it, but I realized the reason it had such a long length is because it is such a developing film. It's very
Yeah.
hard for it not to be this long because my brother actually made a good comment. He watched it and he said, um, it while it being the longest film building the longest film I've made, it almost still feels too short.
Yeah,
Like
really, in a
it
sense, like
almost
you
feels
could
like
add
there's
more
more
stuff.
development to go with, and
Yeah, it could
mostly
have
I
been
didn't.
longer. Like it really does
Yeah, it
feel
could have
like it
even
could
been
have been
longer
longer.
than that. I didn't really want to put anything longer because I didn't really have anything else to do. If I added more scenes, they would feel a little off, um,
Yeah.
and more subplots and all these things that would have been a little off. But like if I were to, well, okay, so it wasn't. I wasn't sitting there like Derek's gonna be the first feature film. It just ended up being the first feature film. So
Well, I'm glad it is. It's a great feature length movie.
thank you.
Great feature length debut. So, okay, number 10. So this is another really interesting question. If there's one thing in this movie that you would change, like if you can go back and change it, what's that one thing? And what's the one thing you change about the movie? Like the one thing you fix or whatever.
Um, there's like little things, but I think the big thing I'd want to fix is I just wish I could go back and make sure more actors make sure I get actors that are actually available, make sure I find a good time for Nathan and just make it less of a mess cuz it is still kind of a mess. It's still kind of messy. And I feel like if the one thing I would change is if I could go back and tell myself, "Hey, plan these things out cuz there's going to be this big pandemic in 2020 and you're not going to have many chances to film that year and you're going to lose motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So get this done while you have the motivation and don't wait cuz then this film would have come out in the summer. It would have been way less of a mess. Maybe I would have been able to get him in it. Maybe
Mm.
also there was supposed to be an actor, the guy I talked to on the phone through the home towards the end of the movie, like that guy.
Yeah.
My There was meant to be an actor for him, but we couldn't get him. So if I just like planned things out more and I told myself what was going to happen, I would have done that, and also not switched cameras halfway through. But I can't really change that.
You switched cameras? I didn't even know that.
Every scene where I talk to the therapist over the phone is on my iPhone. The scene at both
Hmm.
scenes where I kill the guys in
I didn't even
the
know that.
locker, both scenes where I kill the guys in the garage, like the guys tied up in chairs and like poles, both those are filmed on an iPhone. Um,
Hmm.
and there's that. I think that's it. Oh no, there's a
Hmm.
scene. The scene where I deliver to the hunter is on my iPhone.
Okay.
So that's all the stuff
I
I
barely
filmed.
even noticed. That's really cool. I
I'm
mean,
surprised because every single time I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my god, it looks so much better when it's on the iPhone. It looks so much worse when it's off.
I couldn't even tell, but that's nice to know. I had no idea we used two different cameras.
I
Are
mean,
you gonna use a camera for like the same camera for the other movies you're making later? Or?
yeah, I plan to use this phone for the rest. I'm gonna switch at some point, but that'll only make the films
You're more
better.
high tech
So
than yeah.
yeah, I've never been into buying crazy equipment because this isn't like my passion, you know.
Yeah.
Like I just really enjoy it. So I've never been really into getting these big cameras because I could get one. I could probably save a bunch of money to get one. But I'm kind of like I'm not making money from these, and I'm not trying to make money from them. I'm just trying to have fun, and I like telling stories, and I
Exactly.
like filming movies. So
That's what movie makes it about, having fun.
yeah,
That's the most
yeah,
important thing.
yeah.
All right, so all right, another interesting question here. Number 11. Okay, so if transfer wasn't going to end at the Edge of the World movie, like if there was going to be more movies, what ideas or films would you guys would have made? Like what more could you add to the universe if
Derek
Derek
2,
and Edge of the World weren't the last movies? Like
Derek 2.
what?
I've had the idea of a Derek sequel. I've decided not to do it, but it would
I
basically
don't even know how to make sense, but
well, I mean they're making a Joker sequel, so clearly it's possible. I hate the fact that that movie's real, but whatever. They're gonna ruin the original. But more my point is that there's a period that I don't really need to talk about. It's not necessary, but I can talk about that's like you know, the like the ends of Derek, you know, there's this scene cut there's a screen that said 2 years later. So there's still a
yeah.
big time gap. And
And there's also the 20-year time gap between freaking Code Zero and like Edge
yeah,
of the
that
World.
that
So
that that time gap though, there's nothing that really happens there.
yeah,
Like there's
I
not
had an idea. I
yeah.
canceled that project.
But like in my vision, there's very little that happens in that 20 years. But like in the 2 years,
Yeah.
there's this thing that you know that there's been this war between Derek and James that goes on.
Yeah, it'd
So
be
it
nice to
would
see the
kind of
Derek
be
Greg war going on. So
yeah, it would probably be somewhat of like an assassin movie. It'd be much different from the original. It might be even shorter. But if I were to do it, and it's not even fully off the table, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. But it's just an idea, you know. Maybe one day I'll. If
yeah, I
I
mean, it would be cool to do it because everybody would like to see the little
yeah
battles before Hitman's Code.
yeah, but
Or whatever.
I'm also like I don't want to follow Edge of the World up with anything.
Yeah,
There's nothing
I get it.
the
That's
way
meant
I've
to be
written
the
it.
ending, and I respect your decision.
Yeah, so there have been other ideas though. I mean, Star Wars did end their franchise, and they will not stop pumping out random shows and things like that.
Well, they're
So
still gonna make movies. They're just not part of the main series
I know.
anymore.
Am I the only one that's tired of it? Tired of Star Wars?
Yeah.
I don't need more shows and stuff.
Some things should end. I'm glad you're ending it. It's gonna end on
Yeah.
a high note. I'm happy
Yeah.
it's getting
I
a
feel like
proper conclusion.
I feel like I've told the story. There's a very 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 big message at the end of um Edge of the Worlds that I think really ties the whole series together. So it's gonna be
Yeah, there's
kind of
really no
cool
point
to
to
watch.
make it anymore.
It's gonna be. I might make a transfer film, like just everything in like. It starts with the Jaeger, Derek. I think I'd cut a lot out of Derek. I'd make it way more brief. Then it would do Hitman's
Well, just cut out
Code,
the Jaeger
Code-
part of Derek completely. And just put
Well, yeah,
the
obviously,
Jaeger.
if I were to do that, actually, if I were to make this idea, it would open with the opening scene of Derek, and then
Oh,
it would
really?
just play. Yeah, because it comes before the Jaeger.
Oh yeah, and then you flash back to.
So
okay,
then it would just play the Jaeger in its entirety.
yeah.
Actually, I would probably do it
Would
like
Hunter and Soldier be in that movie? I mean,
maybe, but it's not my film. It's just incorporated in the series. The only thing
I
from
know.
the Hunter and the Soldier that I'm doing anything with is the character of the Hunter and that group. The
which
actual
I'm
plot
glad
of the
he
film.
was the best part of the movie. Like,
Yeah. The actual plot of the film is not necessary. Also,
Yeah,
Christian.
the plot really makes no sense.
Yeah, Christian has told me that he does not care for the film, and I was watching it and
semi-canon, I guess.
I was pretty
Semi-canon.
confused, but I looked at the concept of the hunter. Actually, initially, when I filmed some scenes from The Edge of the World, and I had this masked character in a hood, and I was like, what if I made him the hunter? And I was like, oh, I could add this whole plot about the hunters and where they've been for the past 20 years. So that's what that is.
Okay, I mean, the Hunter and Soldier movie itself is really confusing. Like, it's kind of semi-canon, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Christian kind
it's only canon. it's only canon because it has the Jaeger tied into it.
Yeah, I guess
There
in a
was,
sense, it's kind of like Venom or like a spinoff, like Daredevil. I don't know. It's really
yeah,
confusing.
it's weird, but yeah, I don't know what I do for the trans. I mean, I do Derek too, but I don't know if I'll do that ever. Maybe we'll see.
So that's basically just it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
all right, I'll move on then. So, all right, question 12. So we all know Derek is rated PG-13, but I'm a little curious of why you decided to not try to go rated R and add more cursing and violence and blood. Like,
So
was it just a personal choice, or like did you just feel like it didn't need
because I'm 16,
it?
I'm not legally allowed to go in a theater to watch an R-rated movie. I don't think I should be making them. And on top of that, I'm not gonna do R-rated films ever until maybe if I were still making these films when I'm an actual adult on my own, I might. But I don't want to because I really want to market this to everybody in my life. Like I want my parents to see it. I want like even my teachers to see it. I want my friends to see it. And if I make this R-rated, I can't do that. So
Well, yeah, but I mean, is it Stan gonna be PG-13?
Stan,
I guess it can be.
Stan, I will only be R in the sense that the music is R.
I guess. I don't know.
So
I feel like you really could go rated R for that one.
yeah, but I kind of can't. I mean, I will. Okay, I will be 17
You'll
when the
be
film
old
comes
enough
out.
by then.
I will be, but there's also the fact that I don't know. I don't think I'm comfortable with it, but I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it's up to you. You're the filmmaker.
If it is R, I'll probably market the PG-13 cut. If the closest I'll ever do to making the closest I'll ever do in the next couple of years, at least, to making an R-rated KFDM film is on opening night a PG-13 version would release, and I'd market that one, and then like a week or two later, I would just put an R-rated cut up on my channel and not market it crazy.
Yeah, just maybe Kill Squad could be like PG-13 A-rated R.
Yeah, we'll see. If I were to do it, I don't know. I Kill Squad could be, but I don't see the point in it unless it's just because I can't do gore very well. I don't have a good effects for gore, so it just looks bad. So
I mean,
I can curse, and that's it. So that's the only reason I'd make it R. I obviously can't put sexual content in, so that would be really weird. So yeah, no. It'll also be illegal.
There is a way to do gore. You just need special makeup people.
Yeah, I can do gore, but like if somebody shoots someone in the face, it's the Kill Squad. They're guys with guns everywhere. So like they shoot someone in the face and it would just look really fake. So we'll see. I've thought of it, but
yeah, I guess it's kind of hard to do it, I guess.
Yeah. And in my current situation, I don't know.
That's all right.
I could get away with it, but I don't know.
All right, so I guess I'll move on to the next one then. So, all right, so it's question 13. At some point, it feels Derek really could have cried at some parts, but that didn't happen. Are you just not able to cry and act like acting wise, or is it just a personal choice for the movie?
I can't. I'm not good at crying on demand.
Yeah, I know. I figured that.
I can't. I cry very rarely, so. I
really? Wow.
I can't. I mean, I'm just not. I mean, I don't know. Usually when I'm upset
the
about
movie still turned out great. That was just
usually when I'm depressed about something, I look very normal. Like I don't cry or anything. I'm just kind of still. So yeah, there's no.
Yeah,
I could have faked it, but I don't know. I didn't see the point. It might feel a little forced if I literally commit to like make it. If I made it look like I was fake crying, it might look legitimately fake. And it would kind of kill the mood. And on top of that, it's just, I don't know. I'm not good at crying on demand, so.
I don't know. Some of the parts of the movie just feels like, that really, like when his family dies and like.
You want to hear a fun fact? You know when I'm on the ground in the scene where he falls on the ground when his family dies and he's on the ground?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be crying. I tried to cry there. And then I went back to the footage and it looked like I was laughing. And I was like, and I was like, wait, that's actually better because he's insane.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's more like Derek's just going completely crazy.
Yeah, because he just starts laughing when he loses his family. So
yeah,
doing our best to not be Joker.
Yeah, I guess not everything. Yeah, we don't have to make him. Yeah, it's your movie. I don't care. I was just asking that, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're almost done, I guess. So, let's see. I got two more questions. Question number 14. Why don't we ever see Derek drink besides this one movie? Was it just to show his evolution in this film? Is the
Yeah,
movie just is it helping with depression, or what are the themes of the movie exactly?
I never had the thought of. Oh, that is another big theme. I didn't mention that. Another big thing in the movie is like alcohol and drug addiction, because that's
Yeah.
another thing I'm passionate about. Um, there's no real reason why he drinks alcohol in these, but not the others. It's mostly just because I guess I was just kind of like this one. I was like, I'll just do it. Like it makes more atmosphere, and I just didn't think of any other films. Also, the fact of the matter is that at the end of the film, he says, "I've been sober for 2 months." So
Oh,
in
really?
Hitman's Code and Code Zero, he's actually sober.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I didn't think of that until actually now. I didn't realize that. So that works as my explanation. He's sober then.
You
So.
got an explanation for a lot of the stuff, actually. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
there's a lot of There's the best explanation I have is whenever he does something really irrational in the last half of the movie, I just say, well, he's going crazy. So what do you expect?
All right, so basically, yeah, all right. So the themes of the movie is just alcohol and like depression
Yeah.
and
There is a
just
scene
losing
I
everything.
do want to mention though. You know the scene where he loses his therapist and he takes some pills and passes out.
Yeah.
The idea is he was overdosing, but
Mm.
I now realize that it makes more sense if he falls asleep or something, because if he's overdosing, he would be sent to a hospital. It would be way bigger plot. It would be way bigger if he was overdosing. That could have been a cool scene.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have a hospital to film in, but and if I were and I do
yeah.
okay. So to explain, the set of Project 87 looks like a lab more.
Yeah.
Well, it's because my friend Christopher, his mom is a science teacher, and his mom is my science teacher, so I have access to that room when I want. It's also in the 7 strings, and I would use that as like a hospital set. The only problem is though, if I had to go to my teacher and say, "Hey, I have to film a scene where I have a freaking drug overdose. Can I use your room?" It would sound pretty bad. So, yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. All right. Well, I got one more main question. If I have any more questions, I'll just ask. If I think any more, but I got one more main question here. So,
you can
it's
ask
the
some more
finally-
questions.
finally-
You have got some more questions
Huh?
afterward. You can ask some more questions
Yeah,
like
cool.
afterwards.
yeah, of course. If I have
Yeah.
any more, I have to think.
Yeah.
But anyway, so finally, do you feel killing Derek? Now, this is a very big question here. Do you feel like killing Derek in Code Zero was a mistake, or do you feel his arc is complete? And will Edge of the World help with the legacy of this character?
How do I comfortably answer that? Well,
Like, was that your choice to kill Derek in the Code
Yeah.
Zero movie? Like,
well, Code Zero, we killed Derek because we were so done with transfer that we just were going to kill them off. And then we were like, what if we made the next one about their kids? And we were like, oh my God, we can do so much better with that. So then people actually liked Hitman's Code and Code Zero, which shocks both me and Kaylin, but I like Code Zero. I was happy with that film, but I was surprised that people like Hitman's Code.
to be fair, I guess Derek dying like that was just such a freaking shock. It just kind of
Yeah.
the day.
It's even more of a shock. Yeah, I know somebody or my brother mentioned to me, it's weird watching Derek knowing how he dies.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's just the stupidest death. Like, I swear.
Yeah, but I'm going to explain this. Like, through his son, his arc isn't done. That's all I'm saying, though. I'm not going to go any deeper into that because you're going to have to wait to see how that plays out. So, crazy
I know
things.
everything's gonna play into that final movie, obviously, but like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically all my questions, like my main ones. And yeah, that was it. So you don't feel Derek? Are you okay with Derek dying in Code Zero? Is like
Yeah, because I have a
complete?
plan. I have a plan for that death. That's
Alright.
just going to be important. So, there's a reason he dies that way.
I mean, did you when he died? Like, was it planned? Was Derek planned before or after he got like killed in that movie? Like, was
Derek
this movie
was
planned before?
well, Derek was planned after that. After we decided he would die that way. I decided he would die that way in maybe March 2019. February or March.
Okay.
I remember showing Kalen the script for the first time. And I was like, here's the script I have for the new transfer. And he's like, what? We're making another one? I was like, yeah, what? Look at it. And he was like, okay. And he was like, oh my God, let's do that ending. And I was like, yeah. So.
It's a messed up ending. Everybody just dies.
Yeah. Hey, and did Infinity War have a satisfying ending?
In a sense, yeah. I mean,
No, it didn't.
but most of the people came back, so like. Let me think. I can't really think. I mean, is there anything you want to talk about when it comes to the movie, Mark?
Let me think. Well, there's one thing I did want to mention. There's a plot in the film that I'm not sure if it made sense, and you can tell me if it did make sense. Okay, you know all the letters he writes to his wife?
Yeah.
So, you understand that everything he says is like a lie, right? Like, I don't know if I emphasized that well enough, because there's this scene where he's talking to his therapist, and he's like, does my wife know that I got fired? And then he says, yeah, she does. She's okay with it. That's a lie. She never knows he got fired. From her perspective, he's living this great life, and he wants to get back, but he's like doing really well at the FBI. And he meets this guy in the FBI named James Rallison, and then randomly she gets sniped. So,
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks for her and the kid.
So, yeah, I guess you can't tell me anything. I can't ask any end of the world questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some you can ask, but like, you gotta be. I will say if I don't want to answer.
I'm just thinking. I'm trying to keep the focus on the movie itself. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me. Give me a second. So like, I don't know. Wait, Greg's not in the movie. I already asked that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm out of things to talk about.
I'm trying to think of something I can talk about, but I don't know.
I mean, we covered a lot already. That was a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. I mean, the soundtrack. We could talk about how great the soundtrack was. That was like the best soundtrack of all the movies.
I got the soundtrack when I was okay, when did I get the sound? Oh, I got the soundtrack so I wrote it or like put it all together when I was really into like 80s music. That's why most of it's from the 80s. Initially there was no copyrighted music in it. It was all just like stock music online. And then I went through and I was like oh, I should do something different. Like I should actually put all this music into it. So I can make like it's the soundtrack's
I'm really glad you did, 'cause it
the
turned
soundtrack
out
is
awesome.
like 45 minutes long, I think.
Nice. Well, it's definitely your best soundtrack of all the movies.
My Way by Frank Sinatra. Yeah. My Way by Frank Sinatra was going to be in it.
Nice.
But it was removed for copyright. But actually
the music you made for it, everything. It's just so good.
Thank you, yeah. What is it? Okay. Actually, Edge of the World has a soundtrack too. I'm not I'll say that cuz it's not really a spoiler. It's like a hip hop soundtrack. So,
well, that makes sense considering the tone of the movie.
Well, I mean, I was like, I actually had the thought because in Edge of the World or in Derek, it's kind of music. It's not inherently music for the era, but it takes place in the past, like in 1997. So it would make sense that the music's older. And then in Edge of the World, it takes place in like 2020, so all this music's a lot more modern.
Yeah. What is it, like 2022 or something? I forget what time.
It actually takes place in 2019.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah. Because, I mean...
Yeah, Hitman's Code like 2000, right? Or something like that.
Hitman's Code and Code Zero is 1999.
1999. All right. So how does Derek rank alongside the other transfer movies you made? Like, which one's your favorite transfer movie so far?
This is the best transfer movie, in my opinion.
Really? Wow, you like it that much? Damn.
Derek? Yeah. Well, It's the longest. It's the most developed. It has the most emotion. I don't know. It's just I feel like it's the most well written, and it's just the one that I feel like it has it's the most
yeah, clearly.
by far the most mature as well.
Yeah. Like that script is like on that. That was your best script. Like I was impressed with the
Thank
writing,
you.
like for real. Like,
Edge of the World might pass it as my favorite, but I haven't finished it, so I don't know yet.
oh, I'm so psyched to see how that turns out. Like the
It's just,
final movie. Well,
it's long, it's big, it's epic and emotional.
Well, it better be long. You freaking it's the last movie. Like it better be long.
Yeah. There's a lot of ground to cover. There's not a huge cast,
Yeah.
but there's a couple
Crazy.
guys.
Like, we might, this isn't just the first feature length movie. We're probably gonna get 3 of them this year in the same year. That's freaking crazy.
And I'm currently writing films to be longer. So short films I'm not gonna do as much.
Well, yeah, I think. Wait, will Kill Squad be a feature length movie too?
I don't know. Currently, I've only written like the first 5 scenes of it, but it could be.
I know Stan will be.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I have not gotten down to writing Stan yet, so I don't know yet.
What was the other movies you had planned? I forgot.
A Man with a Gun.
That's a TV show. That's a little
Yeah,
different.
it's a series. It's a series. There is The Legend of the Dragon, but that's a short film.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm hyped for that next one. That's the next part
Yeah.
of the Chicken Man reboot universe. So that'll be cool.
I'll announce this on here because, I mean, why not? I don't know how many people are actually listening. The Legend of the Dragon trailer is coming soon,
Sweet.
so get ready for that. There's a
So
few
is it
trailers I'm
coming out
dropping.
this year? Like-
By the end of June, there will be a few more trailers you guys have for some upcoming things. So,
Oh really?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a few things going.
So,
Well, I have
yeah.
no, and then most of July.
Yeah,
I think all of July is just Night Owl Phase 3. So
Yeah, no shit.
my trip to Europe, which was gonna happen in mid-July, got canceled for COVID. So
Oh. I'm really yeah. You didn't announce the Dragon movie at the K18.
I didn't
so
be
I'm
oh
pretty
because I
psyched
didn't
for
think
it.
I wasn't gonna do it then, and then I had the idea, and I was like, I'm just gonna announce this right now. So I would have announced it
Yeah,
if I
that'd
knew
be a
I was
cool
gonna make
trailer.
it. If I had footage, I would have
I
released the
guess
whole
you're
trailer
announcing
there.
it here in the video. Yeah, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Here's the announcement.
I mean, I announced the movie I posted in a tweet, like. Back in-
Okay. Yeah, I
back
saw
in
the tweet, but this
April.
is like the official announcement.
Yeah, well, I mean, the tweet counts as the official announcement, but I guess so. But I guess the
Video
trailer will
announcement.
act as the real solo announcement. So
Alright, that trailer's gonna be. Well, you said it's coming soon, so I'm guessing next month, but or June.
yeah, in June. I mean, this is gonna come out in June. So
Wait, the movie's coming out in June?
no, the trailer. The movie's coming out in
I'm
October.
about to say what?
No, I'm not
It
releasing
ain't
it.
coming out that fast. Like.
Yeah, no. It's done. I finished it, but I'm not doing that.
Oh wow, really?
It's short, so I finished it pretty quickly.
I mean, is it the longest first Chicken Man movie?
I haven't gotten into editing it yet, so I don't know. I think it's long, if not longer. It's longer than
Well,
the
there's gonna be a
movie it's
Chicken Man
remaking.
too, right?
It's not 3 scenes, so it's longer than the.
Yeah, I remember you telling me you're gonna make a Chicken Man sequel too. Like,
That's in the works. I'm not going to announce it yet because it hasn't been announced, but that's in the works.
all right, cool.
There's a couple other things I have in the
And the
works.
Wolf movie.
I don't know how. I'm not going to announce what I have because there's a couple films coming out next year that I haven't announced yet. But currently, right now, I'll look because I have a huge, big schedule of everything I'm releasing in the next couple months, like trailers, things like that, announcements. Currently, in 2022, there will be, including A Man with a Gun. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Whoa.
films.
8 projects? Holy crap!
Yeah. Now, there might even be a 9th if I do a transfer thing, because one of those is Project Night Owl. So,
Whoa.
which
Oh.
to announce to you guys is the combination of all the Night Owls. Nobody's really going to listen this far into the interview, so.
Yeah, I guess Project Night. I don't know. I don't know. I won't review that. I'm just gonna review Night Owl.
Yeah,
Phase
you don't
3,
need to
so
review
that's
that. Just
more
review
like
Phase
that.
3. It's just a little idea I had. to combine all
Phase
them
1
into
and
one
2
movie.
are already kind of. I mean, they're good movies, but they're not really something I would view. Phase 3 has so
Yeah.
much
Well, yeah.
personally.
Phase 3 is big enough, long enough, paced well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
really excited for that movie.
yeah.
Huh?
I think that concludes the interview though, because I don't think I have anything else to add.
Oh man.
I mean,
All
but
right,
yeah.
guys. Well, this concludes my interview with Mr. Mark on Derek. Mr. Mark L, the
Yeah.
greatest director in the history of the world.
This interview's almost as long as the film.
Kind of. Oh, yeah, it is as long as the film. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should probably end the recording soon.
Yeah. I have the space for it, but yeah. Go see Derek. Watch Derek. I mean, you've watched it if you're watching this, but
Yeah, go watch it again. I watched it
yeah,
like
go watch
5
it
times.
again. Go watch it a million times. I had like teachers and kids from my like school messaging me like, "Dude, I watched Derek. It was so good." And I was like, "You watched it? What?" That's a little
Yeah,
epic.
I love it. It's my favorite movie of the year so far. It's pretty.
That's
incredible.
pretty. That's quite a statement. I'm kind of surprised.
Like really, I saw Quiet Place Part 2, and even that wasn't as good as this. Like, this is a great
Okay
fucking movie.
then. That's kind of shocking. I haven't seen it yet.
Not Owl Face. Did I say not Owl Face? I meant Quiet Place Part 2.
You said Quiet
I don't
Place.
know. Okay.
Well, I think I'm gonna end it here.
Yep.
See you
Thank y'all
guys.
for watching, everybody.
Yeah, see you guys at another time, I guess. Goodbye.
All right, cool.